Gambian Talents TV. Gambian Talents TV. Promotion, population, promoting our culture, promoting our tradition.
Those boys in this ghetto, suffer in the ghetto. No, those boys. You know those boys, born in the ghetto. You know Mighty Town, born in the ghetto. You know those boys, born in the ghetto.
suma kër maa ngi fa amee ñeneenti néeg yu daanu laa siye si taw bi ba léegi maa ngi ko bëgg a sama mënu ma ko sama kon léegi ana njëriñ bu ma liggéey si dëkk
Gambia war nañ am saaku maalo lu mu bon sax bu miitee ba miiti $400 doy na $450 doy na ah waaye suñu bëggee jël maalo bi seeral ko te Gambia ñu ngi lekk maalo moj dafa pain man.
Bro my friend soo demee prison mile 2 ñu fa tëj yëpp amul benn ground ñu leen fa war a tëjee dañ leen tëj noonu rek ñeneen sax ñaari paak ñii 4 paak.
may caan nga feesa président bi loo ko mën a wax si
lu ma ko mën a wax dina over bu rëy bu suma diggante yàlla suma waroon a taxawaa président bi billahi walaay talaay foog lu ma ko wax non loolu noonu moom bés suba la danga dee dégg bés suba la
baagwee boo gisee ñu ngi baagwee man dama wax ne boo gis nga xam ne dem na baagwee rek bëgg naa teg wala government bi jël ñu nga xam ne ñëpp lañ leen deport ku nekk mu ekkati 50,000 mu ne am dama nga liggéey suñu leen ko may sax ñu lebal leen ko après ñu fay ñooñu dinañ def dara waaye suma broda seet ko sa boppa soo
Not just never be bankrupt. When food back from the market will not be sold. We see the love in vanity.
Baro magal mo am advice moom kay na dimbali lu si njëriñ ñoo ñaxaay mbi mu da fay tukki next mi nga ko ñoo deport loolu nay sut
ñu ay doom yu góor leen ñun nekkun ay jigéen xam nga lu ma ñu dañ war a mun a taxaw fii booy ñu liggéey booy soo ñu waree taxaw fii fan la ñu dem xanaa dañu dugg ci biir dëkk bi di sàcca di toog di xaar guddi di sàcca suñu yaay ak suñu papa yi ñu nag gars yi ñoo fi nekk booy
Gambia soo déggee Gambia dëgg du borom alal déedéet Gambia ñan la mooy di poor people si tey poor people si ñoo nekk kombo ñu ngi soona suñu lekkee yàlla xam suñu réeree yàlla xam.
And water always make life difficult.
I was waiting for this semester right here.
may xaritu sàpp dégg ndaat saay soo déggee dexin si si man la dee jógee
It's time for semester avenue. Let's have time. Let's have fun.
Gambia talent. Hello, Serigne Japa Tole in the Gambia.
bu ma doon ñëwee fii jaar na more than 5 different airports.
Politicians to discuss about their vision of their political parties or movements, and also discuss about current issues, in our country here in the Gambia. And today I have the Change Front movement. They are a political movement leader and their spokesperson. I will allow them to introduce themselves.
Hello viewers, I am Sulayman Waan, president of the Change Front political movement.
Hello, good evening viewers. I'm Hatab Jete, spokesperson for the Change Front political movement.
Thank you so much for coming and for honoring our invitation. Hatab, you are the new political or new spokesperson for Change Front. Since your appointment to office, what have you noticed about the movement?
Thank you very much, my sister. Ever since I was appointed as the spokesperson for the movement, I have realized that the movement is growing in numbers. Every day, at least, we receive calls, and then we receive a lot of people are showing interest to the movement, because the movement is formed by the youths of this country. Upon realizing that in the way and manner in which the country is going, the youths, which are the backbone of every country, need to stand up on their feet to make sure that we do not allow our country to sink. So every day, whether you know it or not, the youths are willingly, out of their own free will, willingly joining their movement.
This the same youth you're talking about. We have seen that in the Gambia here, it's now a culture that youths don't want to go into politics. What steps are you guys doing to see that this is something that it reduce, or maybe you attract more youths to your own movement?
Thank you. Anyway, that was before. Before the youths and the youths were not interested into politics. But nowadays, upon seeing our country, most of the youths realize that there is a need for change. If you look at the youthful population of this country, almost 50% of the youthful population, most of them have left this country and go through the back way. The reason is simply because we know that in Omga, hardly for any youth man to make it in the Gambia. That's why many believe that they can only make it upon Europe. So the remaining youths that are here realize that in Omga, the Gambia is not a poor country. The Gambia is full of talented people. The Gambia has a fertile land. The Gambia has almost everything that can make it to develop and its people to live in a dignified life. But the way and manner in which our leaders or our political leaders are handling the affairs of this state definitely is what is causing all this problem. That's the reason why the Gambia is stagnant in one place. That's why the youths do not see any future in this country. So for that being the case, the youthful population here in the Gambia now realize that they have to do something to make sure that there is a change in this and the coming election.
So what change do you have for them if elected to power for the youth?
So much. There are so many areas in which we have to change almost every sector in this country. In fact, what I can say is that there is an institutional failure in this country. Every sector of this country is not working. There is no single sector in this country that's working. Or every sector is not working. So we as a young politicians, if we come to power, we believe we can change everything. We have to change everything from scratch.
So what modes or what methods are you using to see that you change everything as you just mentioned?
Well, looking at say, I'll just use an example, the security sector. Since Barrow come into power, can you imagine? $7.2 billion was given to them for securities, for a security reform. Up till today, there is no single law in which this government, after giving them $7.2 billion for security reform, up till today, there is no single law that you can consider they have reformed the security sector. Obviously, if you have the fund to do a reform, obviously, I believe with us, even if we get a quarter of what they are saying, we will be able to, what they have given them, we will be able to make a security reform. Come looking at agriculture and the health sector. The health sector, can you imagine a country like the Gambia, not a single person from Banjul to Basse, not a single person will go to a hospital where you will diagnosed and be given the necessary medication. You will be diagnosed, yes, but everything will be written on the paper. You go to the hospital and to the pharmacy to buy medication. That's very wrong. If every year there is a budget allocation for the health sector, so what's going on? Where are the medicines? Why is that every hospital in the Gambia is empty? Where do the medicine go? So these are some of the things that we need to reform. Also to create a lot of employment for the youths. Youths cannot be shouting for you during campaign time. That time you need them. Give them money, you give them few bags of rice. When election is over, you forget about them till the next 5 years. It's not correct, it's not proper. These are some of the things that when we come to power, we will change.
Mr. Wal, what do you have to add to that?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jallo and Hatap, for that important message. Yes, there is a greater need for changes in this country because, as Hatap stated, none of the sectors is performing well. The Gambia is sinking and there's nothing going well in this country. So when you look at the youth sector, as you stated, most of the young people are not interested into politics, as you said. But we come in with different steps to make sure that the young people get into politics. We're convincing the young people to get into politics, and most of the young people are coming. We have been involved, we have been doing consultation meetings across the country, especially in the West Coast region. But most of the people who are inviting us are young people. So they listen to us. They have understand that there are so many concerns in this country, and that the change from political movement is the only political organization that can change the status quo, and the only political organization that can ensure there are changes in this country that can ensure that the young people get what they need. Most of the young people are going out because the home is not homely. No one wants to leave your home and then travel to other country, because if you see young people are traveling on daily basis, especially using the horrible Mediterranean Sea, using the desert, is because the home is not homely. So we have programs and policies that are very important for the young people that will help to lift their living standard. So looking at the manifesto of the Change Front, we have a lot of programs. We have industrialization program. We will engage investors from different parts of the world to come here and invest so that we employ our young people. We also come in with programs that will empower our young entrepreneurs for them to have good businesses. We have so many young people who have skills here. They have businesses, but the businesses are dying. Some people are closing their businesses and embarking on irregular migration to Europe. Why? Because the business environment is not conducive. They don't have support. So, of course, we come in with a lot of programs that will empower the young people. Looking at the health sector as well, it is not doing well. The medication is not available. It's not sufficient. We don't have sufficient advanced medical apparatus. We don't have sufficient health personnel. The health sector have been encountering what we call brain drain. Most of our health personnel are leaving the country because the government is not providing the needed incentives, the needed allowance, and needed things for the health personnel. So, of course, we come in with very good programs to ensure there is sufficient medication, there is sufficient advanced medical apparatus, and we'll also come with policies and programs that will ensure our health personnel in the diaspora come back to the country to serve their to serve their people. We have a lot of them. We have like Dr. Omar Camara, who is a radiologist in Spain. He will come back. We are making we are putting efforts to make sure that all those people come back. We have Dr. Lamin Cham. He's one of the youngest African clinical scientists. He's in Germany. So we'll make sure that all these people come back to the Gambia and serve us. So there are so many programs that we are putting in place.
When it comes to youth empowerment, especially just like the way you say it, most of the youths are leaving because there is no job in the country. What are you guys putting forward to see that the same youths stay in the country and they won't leave?
Thank you very much, madam. There are youths, some youths are interested in sport. Others are interested in entrepreneurship. Others are interested in other areas. Whichever area you are interested in, that area is what we going to develop. Once we develop, and that you can do something here, and you can have a better life here. You would have any interest of leaving the country.
Looking at your manifestos, you also talked about you are going to change how the Meet the People tour it's being done. We are seeing the president on the Meet the People tour, and I think today he's coming back here in the Combo. What have you learned from his tour?
Well, the president with the people tour, I describe it as NPP rally.
Why do you describe
it? That's how I describe it. The program is a national, it's a constitutional requirement. It's very important. It ensures that the president, because according to the constitution, the president is given the constitutional mandate to go around the country to visit government developmental projects, meet the people, listen to them, to their concerns, and also come with response. When he comes back to office, he's expected to provide to come with mechanism to address the challenges, the concerns that the farmers and other people have been raising during the tour. But the President Barrow administration is doing the opposite, because under normal circumstances, the delegation of the president should be few ministers, technicians like directors, permanent secretaries, security personnel, among other people like local authorities, governors, we have chiefs, plus alcalos. But looking at the tour, it has been dominated by politicians, especially the executive members of the National People's Party. We have supporters of the party, women wings. We have the NPP allies like the GNC, you see, CA, among others. All these people have been going. So instead of the president doing the needful, he has been involved into politics. All what he was talking about is about politics. And we definitely condemn that. And also before he left, what he did was he, called on the local authorities, that is the regional governors, the chiefs and the alcalos, to campaign for him ahead of the 2026 presidential election. And this is undone. These are people who are serving the country and they are not expected to get into politics. It's like involving these people into political participation. It's like causing chaos in the society. Because if you are telling the alcalos to campaign for you, the chiefs to campaign for you, it's like there are certain people that they are controlling in the society, they are working in the society. Those people are also, from other opposition political parties. So it's like you creating that problems within the alcalos and the resident, between the chiefs and the natives of the particular district. So these are things that the president is not expected to do. I think he was not giving both legal and moral advice when he was making that statement. He's not expected to do that.
Concerning about the tour, just like you said, he should have gone with a few ministers. We are seeing the ministers that went there, they also raised concerns. They also raised issues concerning Gambians, especially when it comes to the education side. We have seen Ministry of Basic Education. He has given a speech that Barrow has delivered tangible results when it comes to the education sector.
You see, these ministers, all of them, they were not doing what they were expected to do. They were not saying what they were expected to say, because all of them were making political statements. I have listened to what the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, what he said. I have also, listened to Minister of Health, what he was saying. All these people, what they were doing is they were praising the president, and they very well knew that what was happening, what have been happening throughout the year is not in the right direction. The educational sector is failing. You go to grade 9, you see grade 9 students who cannot write good English, who cannot write letters. You see, you go to the university, you realize that there are so many students who are defying their courses because they don't have money. You go to the agricultural sector, since independence, our farmers have been using simple farm tools like hoe, cutlasses, and other things. We are in a modern world, and we are not expected, our farmers are not expected to be using this simple farm tools. We should be using advanced farming machines right now, bulldozers, tractors, and so on. Why is the minister praising the president and they knew that nothing is going well in this country? So these are experts who are expected to advise the president, who are expected to speak the reality, but they're saying something that's not existing. So this shows that they're giving the president the hope, that they're giving him the impression that he's doing well, and they knew that he's not doing well, meaning that they fail in the country. These people are not there for the Gambia, they are there for their pockets. These are experts. The Minister of Health is an expert, and he definitely knew that the health sector is not doing well. The Minister of Education, the same thing. The Minister of Agriculture is a health personnel serving the Minister of Agriculture. He does not know anything what he's saying there. He does not know what is happening in the agricultural sector. So this is the kind of government we have. There's a greater need for the Gambian people to change the status quo. There's a greater need for us to vote out the NPP government and then vote the change front in the upcoming presidential election.
coming to you also about the Meet the People tour. What's your take from it?
Madam, I in fact stopped watching it.
Why?
Simply because each time I watch it, all the things that I see and hear, it pains me a lot. Sometimes I watch it, I know I have to stop watching it halfway. I think that in the Gambia here, there is misuse and abuse of public offices. The president is just misusing and abusing the public fund for nothing. Our president is abusing public money for this so-called Meet the People tour. I will call it an NPP rally. It's not Meet with the People tour. As Sulayman has said, there is a constitutional mandate that he should meet with the people, more especially the farmers, know what is their problem, get first-hand information, and then come back and sit down to see how he can be able to change their situation. But he cannot be on a tour. You are pinpointing the opposition, the leaders, calling them all sort of names. Your ministers are not even doing what is expected of them, but rather they are just clapping and singing for you, making him feel that he's doing everything is okay, whereas in reality nothing is working in the Gambia here. The amount of money that is being spent on this Meet with the People tour, my sister, is very painful. A country like the Gambia, where most of its people are living from hand to mouth, the president is spending nothing less than $50,000 on Meet with the People tour. Whereas most Gambians go to bed without food. Most of the youths are sacrificing their life to cross this Atlantic Ocean to go to Spain. The president is spending millions just to meet with the People's tour. If Barrow come back, I challenge each and every Gambian, let him give Gambians a feedback of what he has gathered since he started with the Meet with the People's tour, from Banjul to Basse, and then on his way back, from the North Bank to the South Bank to Banjul. The things that he has gathered, let him deliver that to Gambians. That when I went there, this and this and this is what I have learned from the people of this so and so place in Omga. So, and these are my plans to tackle those problems. You will not hear anything from Barrow when he come back. You will just remain mute after spending over more than $15 million. And in that spending also, where is the money going? Buying so many bags of rice, cooking it, drummers will come with the drums here and there, women will dance, and people will start praising him when we all know that he's not doing anything. The country is sinking.
So, Jalo, in addition of what Mr. Jaita has just said, we see in the 2024 budget for the President's Meet the People tour was $35 million. So in the 2025 budget in the 2024 was $30 million. In the 2025 is $45 million.
45.
Yes. So look at an increment of 15 million within 1 year. What happened? Because he knew that he's facing elections. And then he want to abuse the Meet the People to turn it to rallies. Because what is expected for him is for him to go with few, because this is not in the context of Gambian economy. The president spending $45 million on the Meet the People tour is not in the context of Gambian economy. Because there are Gambians sitting at home, sick, find very difficult to reach the hospital because they don't have even fares to reach to the hospital, talk less of buying medication. We have Gambian young people define their courses at the University of the Gambia because they don't have money. We have so many young people sitting at home, want to go to school, they cannot go because they don't have money. What is the justification of the government spending $45 million on Meet the People tour? So what a CF government will not spend this huge amount of money on meet the people tour, because what we're going to do is we will reduce the number of people going, the number of ministers going, the number of technicians going. We will reduce it. We will not go with party supporters and so on. We'll just go with a sizable number of people, reduce the number of vehicles, and then go. Maybe you spend only $20 million or $15 million. But this government spending $45 million on meet the people tour shows that the President Barrow administration have no regard for Gambians. Gambians are suffering, and he spent a lot of money lavishly. This is what is expected of him. So I think there's a greater need for the Gambian people to examine the situation of the country, to look at how this government is spending money lavishly, how they wasting money, and then vote them out come 2026.
Other people also argue that Barrow's Meet the People tour, he is not the one who started it. The other former two presidents, Yahya Jammeh and Jawara, they were all doing Meet the People tour. But it's now that people are seeing an issue with the way he's doing it. Before, they were not complaining.
This is a constitutional requirement.
Yes, it's a constitutional.
Jawara have been doing that. Jammeh was doing that. This man is expected to do that. Even when he leave, if he come to power, we'll do that. But there should be changes. Why do we remove Jammeh? We said Jammeh was abusing office. He was misusing our resources. That's why we voted him out. We replaced him with Barrow, and Barrow is the worst. This is a constitutional requirement, but the way and the manner he's doing it is totally wrong. He spent a lot of money on that, especially this year. Probably next year, in fact, they will try to get more because he's facing a campaign. He's facing elections, and he's afraid of losing. You see what happened during the tour. We have been monitoring it. Sometimes you see 3 districts will have a joint meeting. You see, people will come from different districts, plus the migration crowd that they have been doing, because they have a lot of NPP supporters in the delegation, in the convoy, plus other people will be coming from different directions to show people that he's having a lot of crowd, he's having a weak crowd. He's not getting that. Gambians are fed up with him. There are so many people. I have been receiving information. I have been receiving calls from different parts of the country that some people are saying that they will not go, they will not welcome him. There are certain communities, he go there, he didn't have the needed support. You see, because Gambians are fed up with his administration. Nothing is going well. The electricity is poor. He's saying that he's happy that he have nationwide electricity. I think President Barrow is misadvised. It's not advisement, or he does not know what's going on in this country. Even here, where we are counting right now, electricity can go off at any point in time. You go to the province, there are certain communities, they don't have electricity. How dare is this man saying that the Gambia, is having nationwide electricity coverage, while we don't have sufficient electricity, we don't have stable electricity. I think there's a greater need for the government, the official, to advise him, give him the right advice, or for him to listen to these people, what they are saying, and look at what is happening in this country. This was different with Jammeh. Jammeh will go and visit communities, will go and visit places to know what is happening. But this man will stay in State House, and they say, they will come and give him fake information because they want to stay with him. They want to please him. They give him fake information. At the end, he go to rallies and they started saying that it's embarrassing.
Madam, sorry, I would like to increase just a little to this meet with the people's store. At times when you blame Barrow, you also need to blame our National Assembly. These people, we vote them there for them to stand for us. In as much as Barrow disappoint us, they too disappoint us. Can you look at the pattern? In 2022, the budget that the National Assembly allocate for or approve for Barrow's meet with the people's store was only $6 million in 2022. Was only $6 million. Then in 2023, they approve because he demand more. Instead of using $6 million, he used, I don't know, something like $25 million in 2022. So that's why the following year, which is 2023, they increase it from 6 million now. In 2023, they approve 10 million. I think Barrow used more than that. In 2024, they increase it from 10 million to 30 million. And now in 2025, increase it to 50 million. Imagine 2022, it was 6 million. 2023, it was 10 million. 2024, it was 30 million. And 2025, 45 million. Not 50, 45 million. Can you imagine? Why is this thing increasing rapidly from 2022 to 2025, from 6 to 45? The gap is too wide. And demand always exceed that. You always use that money. You will use that money until that's finished and then demand more.
So, to your own opinion, why do you think that the money is always increasing? Why do you think the problem is?
The problem is he's overdoing things. He's doing things which are unnecessary. Why will you go with this large crowd for what? Are you going for a political rally or are you going to meet with the people? You need to define these two things. What benefit do we have, we as Gambians, you and I, what do we have? What do we have with Barrow taking so many of our millions and then traveling with a large number of NPP supporters from Banjul up to Basse, from Basse back to Banjul? What do we get from there? Nothing. And the things that, they are telling to the people, those people there, what benefit does it benefit? What did it benefit them? Nothing. They do not gain anything from those meetings. Tell me one thing based on what you have been seeing in social media, that the discussions he has been doing in those places. Tell me one benefit that you think those people will get from those meetings. Absolutely nothing. No Gambian also will gain anything meaningful from those meet with the people to the NPP rallies. It's a complete sheer waste of Gambian money.
Yes, I mean, sir, just to break it down, why it is increasing on a yearly basis. He is increasing the delegation. He's expected to go with few ministers, but he will go more than half of the executive. He will go with directors who have no role there. He's going with NPP executive. The women wing, there are so many people that he is going with, supporters, and all these people, they are allocated to vehicles. Now, every vehicle is fuel. These people, when they go, they are feeding, their water, accommodation, per diem is provided by the government in that budget. So, because this man, he knew that that's the only way he can use to get the Gambian people. Because after that, he may not be given permit to go on it, to go on campaign. So he's using this, he's capitalizing this to campaign along. Why should he go with this NPP executive? Why should he go with NPP supporters? It's like he is turning the president with the people to NPP rally. And that's what is happening. Why is Sidinja speaking there? Why is his allies like the GMC people speaking there? But under normal circumstances, the electorate, the citizen, should be raising their concerns. We expect the ministers, the technocrats, to respond to them. When they come back, they should prepare reports to make sure that they respond to the call of the Gambian people, to the complaints of the Gambian people. But instead of doing that, it is sitting there and others who will be going there, telling Gambian people that the government have done this, the government have done this. Do they know more than the people of Salum what have been done in Salum? I heard CDSK Njai telling the people of Salum that President Barrow have brought a lot of development in the Central River region North. Did he know them more than those people? This is another thing that they are expected to say. I also call on the Gambian people to know that the president is a servant who should serve them. They should not be pressing the president in this rally. Let them raise their issues, let them raise their concern, things that are affecting their life and livelihood to the Gambian people, to the leader, so that when he comes, he's trying to raise projects for them. But instead, people will be praising the president. That's not their role. Their role there, but I don't blame them, because most of the speakers have been prepared by the NPP. These are NPP supporters who will go to the platform, start praising the president. Most of these alcalo have been involved into politics. So they cannot say anything that is affecting them. They rather praise the NPB. This is the situation.
When you look at the gifts that has been given to him on his tour, what do you say about that? As people have been complaining that wildlife animals should be protected, and Shed was clean given to him as a gift. What do you have to say about
The
that?
president is expected to be a role model. He is not supposed to receive this. In fact, he must get the information before he reach there. And there are people who are on the ground. They should have, in fact, advised this people not to do that. He's not expected to do that. And this is not the first time. At some point, you see some people, poor farmers, providing donations to the governors. You see some people giving cows, goats, rams to the president in the store because they have not been given the needed information. Throughout the tour, he never tell them that the National Assembly approved $45 million for him to go around the country. He never said it. So these people don't understand. They think this is, all the expenditure made is from his pocket. They don't understand. I have been enlightened. In fact, recently I went to a radio station. I was enlightening people. That's how some people understand that this man is giving budget. You and I understand. But a farmer in the rural area don't understand where there is a budget allocation for the person to go around the country. Now, instead of him giving them, it's the poor farmers who are giving the president. And he's giving enough, $45 million. This is disheartening.
So, as a new movement, what are you guys doing about that to see that people are enlightened, especially when it comes to the budget that the president is using on with the people too?
Thank you so much. We are working on that. We want to educate the Gambian people. We want to make sure that the Gambian people must, especially the unlettered people, people who cannot read and write, understand everything what the Gambian government is doing. Understand everything about the country. Government doesn't want the people to be enlightened. Now we are coming with strategies to make sure that the Gambian people understand what is happening, understand what we want as a movement. We are creating social media platforms where we will go and enlighten the Gambian people. We are also having a manifesto. We will do virtual manifesto review. You alone, we will not do the virtual manifesto review because you can get it, read the book, whether online or the hard copy. But our supporters or Gambian people in Koina may need the needed information. Would like to get the needed information. So what are we going to do? We are coming with communication strategies whereby we feed them information on a daily basis. We are in a modern world. So that's what we're going to do. One, we'll go to the mainstream media, to the newspapers, to the television, like what we are doing right now, to the radio station. Apart from that, we go to the social media platforms. We'll educate Gambians. We are also embarking on public consultation. We're going to communities to discuss with people and tell them what is happening. This is how this is the difference we have with other political organizations.
Let's come back here about the Barcode side. We have seen youth Gambia First Movement protests against the Barcode side. What do you learn from their protests?
Oh, it's necessary. The protest is necessary. And the Barcode side have been here for years. It's like, I don't know how this government is thinking, both this government and the previous government of Yaya Jammeh. This Barcode side is wealth, but Gambian people don't understand. The refuse that we removing from our houses to the dump site, this is our wealth. It should be turned to wealth. Because what happened is, right now, the people of Barcode have been disturbed. I was one time in Barcode, but because at some point, there is very bad odor getting into their houses. It's affecting their health. At some point, there was an organization that made a survey, a research, and then to know the impact of the dump site to the community. It was never published in the Jammeh's era because the government never want to know how this is affecting the life and livelihood of the Gambian people. especially those living there, and their health conditions. So now, there is a greater need for these people to put government into pressure to ensure that it's removed. For us, we have a plan for that. When we come to power, we will come with machines, we will modernize the dump site, we will turn this refuse, this rubbish, will turn it to wealth, to national wealth. There are machines existing in this world. We will talk to investors, they will come, and we will work hand in glove with them. So now what we're going to do is, these machines, it will separate the nylon bags under the other compost. So the compost, you can turn it to fertilizer, to organic fertilizer. You sell it to the Gambian farmers in a very cheap price. The other materials, like the nylon bags and whatever, will be reprocessed, will be recycled, and returned to the society. That's why I mean by that's the wealth, bunch of wealth in that dump site, and Gambian people don't know that. The compost can be turned to fertilizer, organic fertilizer, and it will be sent to the gardeners, to the farmers, for them to utilize it. The other materials will be recycled, returned to the public, so that place will be clean and it will not affect anyone. But I don't know how the borough administration is thinking. You go to certain countries, you don't see this. You go to Norway, you don't see this. Norway, there are gutters, you can sit down there because everything is clean.
Many people are not even blaming the government. They are blaming KMC, especially Talib Ahmad Bensouda. Many people are blaming him. Others believe that he has done so much in KMC since being in power. Others also argue that he's not doing enough, especially during the protests. Some people living in Bakote complain that the place has been there for years. But others also question their protests, especially those who are part of the team, the people that have organized the protest.
I am not blaming Talib Ahmed Bensouda. I am blaming the borough government.
Why are you not blaming Talib?
The council, Talib is the mayor of the Carnifing municipality. He is running a council. The council is directly under the local government, Ministry of Local Government, Lands and Regional Integration. So now, Talib have openly said he find it very difficult to implement certain projects. If the government was interested in modernizing the Bakote dump site, they would have worked with him. Even they could have exclude him, in fact, and modernize it. They can do that. So there's no, I'm not blaming Talib Ahmed Bensouda, the mayor of KMC. I'm blaming the borough government and borough as a person, especially the Minister of Environment. There's a greater need for the Minister of Lands, Minister of Environment, and the President to work together and ensure the Bakote dump site is modernized. This is about environment.
Many people are complaining that the Bakote dump site, especially some of the residents who are living there, that they want the place out from where it is, that they have suffered enough, especially when they burn the place, the smoke used to disturb them, their scent, it's very bad. So what do you think is the best? Is it that they have to modernize it or just get the place out of there?
In my opinion, I would prefer the place to be condemned. Let them stop that site completely. The place can be transformed into something else. Let the dumping be done somewhere else. The Gambia is, we say it's a small country, but at least the land size is bigger. The dumping site can be transferred elsewhere, whereby it will not affect the health of people. I can vividly remember sometimes back 2004, 2005, I was teaching in Bakote. We have a lot of SOS students, SOS children who are schooling in Bakote school. What happened is at one time they, conduct a health distance survey there. They realized that almost all the children who are in that Bakote are staying, SOS children staying in that Bakote area, all of them have asthma because of the smoke that they inhale from the quarry. So obviously that site, at one time it was good for it was a very good site for dumping. But now that the place is overpopulated, obviously the site, in my opinion, the site has to move to elsewhere.
Which place do you think that this site should move to?
Of course, we have a lot of quarries in not within KMC, but in West Coast region.
Where it's not populated.
Yeah, where it is not populated and where dumping can be done, and it won't have any health hazard on the people. At one time, I was in the chairman of Brikama Area Council's office. He was we were talking, and he was asking about where possible places where that can be used for dumping. I think although they have a dumping site, in fact, at one time, I think he collaborated with Talib for them to be dumping some of their things to that place. But later, I don't know what happened because I'm not working there. So, but the reason why I'm quoting this Brikama Area Council chairman was that at least they have a dumping site. That site is not yet full. He is looking for another place. So in case this site is full, he will already has secured another dumping site. So I think for KMC or the Ministry of Local Government, in which KMC is under the Ministry of Local Government, they have been so careless for too long. Because since 2004, this was Jammeh's time, people down there were so disturbed about this dumping site. Now we are in 2025, still not in the same place. Obviously, I won't blame, or I'll blame the central government.
Now, Aminata, in our manifesto, especially in the agricultural sector, we're talking about organic fertilizer. And in that organic fertilizer, we say we're going to condemn the chemical fertilizer. That organic fertilizer is processed out of cow dung, feces of goats, poultry, and others. Plus, some of this refuse that we're taking out from our houses. So now, if we have organic fertilizers plants across the country, most of the refuse that we are throwing, instead of throwing them, we're going to take them there to be processed to fertilizer. The only solution is for us to relocate the backward dump site, as Hadab stated, to other part of the country, but also we should be able to modernize, because if in those places, as time goes, they'll be overpopulated. The country's population is growing on daily basis. If you could recall, when this dump site was established here, probably backwater was not well occupied. But now it is overpopulated. So the same thing will happen to Congo East, where we have most of these quarrels. So the only solution is for us to relocate it and also try to modernize it. That's the solution. But this borough government is not thinking like that. That's why I said there's a greater need for us to vote them out and then vote in the change front to make sure that the Gambian people have a dignified life.
What are you guys doing to ensure that the change front is elected in 2026? We have seen other movements who are also existing, and they are all saying that they are sure that 2026 they will come to power.
Yes, we are different. So many people make declarations, but we are different. We are working tirelessly, both day and night, to make sure that we are voted in the 2026 presidential election. Since we made our declaration, or well before that, we made the declaration 5 months after the establishment of the movement. We have been working with so many people. We went across the country. We established, we made a research before that. We also talk to people. We have coordinators across the country, not all part of the country, but there are so many sectors, so many regions of the country, so many districts where we have people who are working for us. So we are going to the media. We are not only stopping in the media, but we are going to the society. We are going to communities, having consultation with people, discussing with them, and they understand what we are saying. They understand that the Gambia is not going well. It's not going in the right direction. They understand that this government is incompetent. And we are telling them the wrongdoing of this government. We are telling them the alternative, our programs and policies. So they understand that very well. They are listening to us, and they have pledged to vote for us in 2026, and that will happen.
It's been a while now. Issues have been happening about ID card, voters card, issuance to ID card, issuance to non-Gambians abroad. What's your take on that as a new movement?
Well, we haven't get the evidence that
it's been
non-Gambians have been issued ID cards, but we understand that the Gambia government made a grave mistake. Instead of issuing every Gambian ID cards, they're going outside claiming that they are issuing it to Gambians in abroad. I think before you go to Mauritania or other part of Africa or Europe to issue ID cards, make sure that every Gambians have ID card here. There are so many people. I'm receiving complaints. I discussed with a lot of people. Some people are telling me that they went to GID and then trying to get ID cards, but for the past 1 month, they could not get their ID cards. They have to level the ground here. They have to make sure that if you go today, maybe in the next 5 days, you get your ID cards. Or maybe in the next one, you get your ID card. If they know that almost everyone who needs ID card here, you are getting it as expected. That's the time they're supposed to go to outside. And they are not transparent in that. We are calling on the borough government to publish the list of Gambian people who have been given ID cards in Mauritania and any other part of the world. That's what we are requesting. If they need transparency, if they know that what they're doing is good and right, let them publish that. Why do they have problem in publishing that? There's no problem in that.
So how do you think, are you guys not afraid or not threatened that these ID cards are being given to, if it's true, to Gambians living abroad? Especially when it comes to the election.
And the one thing, there's a question mark I made today when I was reading about the story of Ahmad Ba threatening that he will take a legal action against anyone who create problems of, who deny some people, voters cards. Why is he concerned? Why is he more concerned? I am telling you one thing, and let anyone challenge me. Gambians, we cannot vote our president independently because we have so many people with Gambian documents. We have non-Gambians with Gambian voters cards. That's clear. Even a National Assembly member of Senegal made that remark in their parliament. He said Gambian documents are so much exposed. And I can tell you, about 10 kilometers away from the border, villages that are about 10 kilometers away from the border, they have Gambian documents. I am not telling you about Senegalese inside the Gambia. I am telling you Senegalese inside Senegal, traveling to the Gambia to get document. It's happening. There are so many people who have been complaining about that. And it is happening. When it's time for election, Gambians, we have no interest in Senegalese politics. We have no interest in Senegalese election. We have no interest in Senegalese document. But there are so many Senegalese who have Gambian document. So when it's time for election, they come and vote. Both north and south. You go to the northern part, from NVR to URR north, villages that are away from the border inside Senegal, coming to the Gambia, they have Gambian documents for 2 reasons. One, Senegalese felt disturbed by the Gambian immigration when they come to the Gambia. Therefore, they put pressure. They put whatsoever it takes to get Gambian document. 2, you go to the Kungel department. They call it the Kungel district. That's bordered with CRR North. Most of those people come to the Gambia for medical reasons, especially to Bansang Hospital. So when they go there, if they are not Gambians, they find it very difficult to get medicine or they pay a lot of money. So now they do whatsoever it takes to get Gambian document. These are the 2 reasons. And there's a greater need for the immigration to be vigilant. There's a greater need for the Ministry of Health to be vigilant because they don't start with ID card directly. What they do is they try to get voters card. You see, they try to get birth certificate rather. When they get birth certificate, automatically they're going to get ID cards. And a health personnel in one of these regions told me that in the rural region, we were discussing, he told me that there are so many people. Sometimes, in fact, he doesn't understand because even if you deny them, they do all the means to get the document. Why do we have to tolerate that? Gambians, we are expected to vote our president independently, single-handedly. But we don't expect, we need to protect our document. We don't expect other people to get our document. We welcome every foreign national in this country. This CF movement welcome any foreign national in this country. We want to make sure that they are here because they contribute to national development. They establish businesses, they pay tax and so ever. They contribute to national development. But what I'm saying is, Gambian politics, they should keep away themselves from Gambian politics. Let them not try to get Gambian documents. We should ever want to be a Gambian, try to naturalize. That's what we are talking about.
What's your take on the issuance of ID cards?
Thank you very much, my sister. First, I would like you to know, and the general public to know, that in 2021, I have done the campaign, do everything until few days before the presidential election. Unfortunately, I had to take a sick person to Dakar. So unfortunately, I do not vote. I was in Dakar on election day. Now, what happened was those guys that I'm living with, some of them are Senegalese, others are Malians, others from Guinea, and so on. Almost most of them are people within the sub-region of West Africa here. On the very day of our election, to my surprise, those people in their phone, they are showing me that their relatives who are living in the Gambia here are having Gambian documents, voters card, to vote, and they vote. And they are all celebrating. They are not Gambians. They are living here, as you said, they contribute to the betterment of our economy, no doubt. That's how every foreigner contributes to the country that they are living. But when it comes to our Gambian politics, this will not be part of our politics. Believe in me, in 2021, it is not only Gambians who voted in the election. Outsiders in Senegalese, Malians, Guineans, they all voted in our this thing. And our government make things very, very light for foreigners to get voters card and misinform them that if the opposition parties come into power, automatically they will send you all out of this country. We have all heard about it, and I'm a living witness to this. It's so unfortunate that to get other countries their documents is not an easy so.
It's not easy.
Nobody get it easily. It is only in the Gambia that one will come into this country and get our national documents so cheap and easy. And the reason behind it is that the ruling party is doing it just for their own interest, to back themselves with foreigners. I think this is not the responsibility of Change Front political movement alone. It is the collective responsibility of all the opposition political parties to make sure that what happened in 2021 should not repeat itself in 2026.
As you mentioned, all opposition political parties, many of the opposition political parties believe that coalition can take a borough off from State House. What's your take on that?
Anyway, our movement, we believe our movement is here. It's here to stay. With or without coalition, our movement is stay. But for the interest of Gambia and Gambian people, if there is a need for us to form a coalition, a grand coalition, to remove this man, obviously we will join. Because this man, if he is not removed from that seat, obviously the Gambia is stagnant in one place, and come in the next 50 years will be, as long as Barrow is there, the Gambia is never going forward. We are stagnant in one place. Instead of not even stagnant, but we are going backward. The whole of this sub-region, the Gambia is the only country whereby our leader, our president, will come and stand in front of the whole public. The whole nation will be watching him, and he will tell people that even Gambians from the United States or people from the United States will come to the Gambia to take medical treatment. Whereas in reality, you and I knows that when you go to the same hospital, you will not even find medication there. You have to go to the pharmacy to buy those medication. So Barrow is misinforming the people who haven't been to school. The unlettered people. He's misinforming them. Those people enjoy whatever, most of the things he will say, or the funny things that he will. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's a comedian. And Gambians don't need a comedian in that seat. So therefore, I will call upon all the opposition parties to come together to remove the man from that seat.
Are you in support of any coalition?
Yes, in the interest of the country, we will join any coalition. Because what happened is the NPP is being backed by a lot of people. There are so many people, especially in the private sector. There are certain NPP supporters. I was not willing to talk about that. Some NPP supporters met my wife and told her that you people, you don't have sponsor. They told her that they were trying to convince her, to brainwash her. I don't know how do they know where she is. I am telling that here. They went to my wife, telling her that we understand that your husband want to contest in the upcoming presidential election, but he will not have sponsor. Meaning these people, it's like they're controlling the private sector. No business tycoon, no businessman is there to sponsor any, Gambian to contest against the current president. This is how they are thinking. But we are telling them that they are wasting their resources of sponsoring the NPP. Any Gambian who is putting your millions on the NPP, you are wasting your resources because you will vote them out in the upcoming presidential election. We are saying, in the interest of the Gambia, we will make sure that the president is voted out. Currently, we are building our base. We are going around selling our programs and policies, our agenda to the Gambian people. But if there is a need, in the interest of the country, if there is a need for us to have coalition with opposition leaders to vote out the president, we will do that. However, currently, we are selling our programs and policies. We are structuring our movement. We are trying to invite more people to join us.
Talking about removing Barrow from State House, we have seen the former president, Yahya Jammeh, has made claims of returning back. What was your reaction when you received the news?
Well, former President Jammeh is a Gambian. He have the constitutional right to come back home. But let him maintain peace. If he's, I cannot ask a Gambian, I cannot say he don't have the right to come and he cannot come. The only thing I can say, he have the constitutional right to come back home.
But it has been said that when he comes back, he has to go through channels so that he can face justice due to what people said that has happened during his regime.
Yes, if the government feel that there are allegations against him and that there is a greater need for him to face justice, let them do that. But they have the constitutional right to come back.
And some of the citizens are saying that if he come back, they will vote him back.
Well, he have the constitutional right to contest. I am not there to tell him not to contest. If he come back home, follow the due process. If the IEC nominate him, is Sulayman Waan there to tell him not to contest? No. Am I there to tell him not to file his nomination? No. What I am saying is, he have the constitutional right to come back home. And when he comes, if he feel that there's a need for him to contest, let him file his papers to the IEC. Let them do their decision. Let them make their decision. If they nominate him, let him go for campaign and let the Gambian people decide.
Many Gambians believe that Jammeh should go through channels, or he should put to justice when it comes back to the Gambia? What's your take?
For me, I have a different opinion. My opinion is that I would like to speak about Jammeh's issue when Jammeh step his foot in this country. But before that, I reserve my opinion because I do not honestly and sincerely believe that Jammeh will come. I do not honestly and sincerely believe that Jammeh will come. Jammeh that I know is someone who has been living a life of what he call opal call. He will say things that he cannot do. He claimed that he's coming by November. Today is November 18, so let's wait. We have 12 days to go. If he come, then I'll start talking. But other than before that, I reserve my opinion.
I also suggest that or believe that his coming back is going to cause tension in the Gambia, because still now he's having supporters in the Gambia here, especially when you go to Kanila. His people are doing exercise preparing for his coming back.
Yeah, Jammeh having support base at Kanilai, the Fonis, Inomga, that one is not news to anybody. But does that mean that that's the end? That's the end of Gambia? No, Foni is just a small portion.
But even here, he's having some supporters.
Yes, he do. Even up to our area, he's having supporters, and in fact, they even travel all the way from our side to Kanilai during this last meeting. But nonetheless, what is more important here is that actually is Jammeh coming? Because for me, I do not honestly believe he's coming. But if he is saying that he's coming, let's wait until Jammeh comes. Then we can start from that. From the very day that he steps his foot in the Gambian soil, we can start talking. Otherwise, we'll just be talking nonsense. We'll be talking whatever we're saying is speculation. What if the month and he says he's coming in November? What if the month and nobody sees Jammeh? Meaning that all what we have said is nonsense. So for me, I prefer we wait until Jammeh steps his foot here.
That's okay. We respect your opinion. Concerning about irregular migration, it's been an issue in the Gambia. We have seen boats whereby many young Gambians will lose their lives. Some will reach, but we find it very difficult to see a boat where no one has lost his or her life. We have seen pregnant women taking this journey, families, a whole family, wife, husband, children taking this back way.
If the home is not homely, the young people would like to leave. And that's exactly what is happening in the Gambia. There are so many young people who are going because they feel that they believe they cannot make it in the Gambia and they don't want to be failures. They don't want to fail. But the Change Front have solution for them. We will provide jobs, and not only jobs, but decent jobs to the Gambian people. We will make sure that they have the needed skills. The sea is here. In our programs, we propose maritime institution where Gambian young people will be trained fishery, fishing process, and other maritime matters. If that happens, every year we will train a lot of Gambian young people in that institution. When they graduate, we're not going to leave them like that. We are going to give them funds, grants for them to buy boats, get into the sea, make money. We will make sure some of them become professional fish smokers, whereby they will buy the fish, smoke it, and sell it in the Gambia and out of the Gambia. We will make sure the Gambian young people study other areas where they can able to have skills. We will make sure that the creative market, the creative industry is modernized, is improved. The tailors, most of the tailors are foreigners, but what we will do is we will train Gambian young people on tailoring, help them with the needed resources and funds for them to establish tailoring workshops, for them to dominate the market. We will make sure that the carpenters are trained to become professional carpenters, whereby they will produce beds, they will produce armchairs and other furniture. If that happens, when you have a lot of young people in the Gambia providing furniture, we will reduce the importation of furniture because the European furniture have dominated the market. Anywhere you go, you see people selling beds and chairs whatsoever. So now we'll train Gambian young people to become professional carpenters and then try to reduce the importation. As time goes, we'll ban the importation of furniture so that anyone who needs, you go to the Gambian people, you buy furniture. So those people, they will expand their businesses, they'll employ more young people. You go to other industry, like the mechanic, welderman. We will also make sure that those people, they get the needed skills. We'll help them with funds. This will reduce the irregular migration. Without that, without helping the young people, there is no way the Gambian government will minimize or end the irregular migration to Europe. And this government is incompetent. They don't have the capacity to provide jobs for the young people. They lack the capacity to train the young people. They lack the technical know-how to make sure the Gambian young people are employed and have decent employment. We have two problems here: lack of employment and underemployment. The lack of employment is there are so many young people sitting at the streets, sitting at home, they don't have work. There are certain young people who are working and being exploited by other people, especially the foreign investors. We see Gambian young people working and being paid $3,000. That's an insult. If you live in Faratu or Brikama, traveling to Westfield every day to and from is $60. If you use the 7 passengers vehicle, it's $100 to and from. Your feeding is not there. Your breakfast, lunch, excluding your credit. So meaning you will exhaust the $3,000, or even though it's $5,000, you exhaust it before the end of the month. So we are saying when we come, we will make sure the Gambian young people have decent jobs. We will make sure there is industrialization where the young people of the Gambia will go and work. We will make sure the entrepreneurs of these young people are given the needed funds. They are given grants and then given the technical know-how to expand their business to get money. You cannot stay in this country, you don't have anything. Is that why they are leaving? And this government this government is incompetent. They don't have the capacity to provide solutions for the problems of Gambian young people. So therefore, I am calling on all Gambian young people to rally behind the Change Front political movement to ensure their programs are solved.
We have seen young people now, youths, getting themselves out of the politics, but some also are coming in, believing that they are the voices that can change their tomorrow. We have also seen some of them who are taking this backway journey. What's your take on that?
Sorry, can you reframe your question? I don't get it.
I mean, we have seen young people, like Gambians, youths, who are running away from politics, but we have seen others also who are coming in politics. And we have seen others also who believe that they can't be in the Gambia here and make it. So as a new movement, what do you have for these youths so that in other ways they will not leave the Gambia? And also those who believe that politics is not for them, they can come into politics.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I understand your question. This movement is formed by youths of this country. We believe we are the only people who can be able to move this country from point A to point B. We believe we are the only people who can take this country from where it is sinking. We believe we are the backbone of this country. We have the ability to bring back our flag, our red, white, blue, white, green flag to life. The country is sinking. The youth, it needs the youthful population. We are the only people who can rescue it. Those that are thinking, those youths who believe that politics is not for the youths, maybe they get it wrong. If the youths are not involved in politics, look at our elders who are involved in politics and how they are mismanaging and abusing our public funds. funds that should be used for the interest of the general public is being used by few for their personal gain. Most of the youths find it very, very difficult to believe that they can make it in this country. That's why many are willing to take the risky journey into the Mediterranean Sea, crossing the Mediterranean Sea or crossing this Atlantic Ocean from here to Spain, just believing that there is no greener pasture here, but there is greener pasture in the West. It's a wrong concept. As far as I'm concerned, we can make it here. In fact, the Gambia is not as poor as we all think of. A lot of our resources are being exploited by the government. Take a look at one time, we all understand that for the former President Jammeh was doing this ilmenite mining, what we call black sand mining. Most Gambians did not even have an idea that those things exist in the Gambia. Do you get it? There are other natural resources that are found in this country that the government did not even want people to know.
Natural resources like what and what?
Like the ilmenite that I mentioned of, some will call it the black sand. The black sand is found along the entire coastal coast of this country, from Brufut going down to Khartoum. All these coasts are having black sand, and it's a huge amount of money in the world market. That's why the former president, he himself was, instead of allowing Gambians to be, or other companies, Gambian companies to be, he himself went in for it. So these are things, in which we can transform this country. The kind of mismanagement that is taking place in let me not say almost, it's all these government institutions. If we correct everything, my sister, wallahi, within the next 5 years, we can transform this country. So the youth of this nation need to understand that this country, we can be able to, if we join our hands together, we have the capability to transform the country and make it better, just like any other West African country.
We have the capability to transform the country. Yes, if we remove the current president.
Yeah.
A president who will sit down in the national television and say corruption is as old as mankind.
Mm-hmm.
A president who will say it's difficult to fight corruption, you think that president will take the country forward? What does that mean? It's difficult to fight corruption. This means the president has almost, I said almost, encouraged corruption.
Mm-hmm.
He is expected to threaten Gambians and say whosoever is found wanting of corruption will face the full force of the law.
Exactly.
If I am the president of the Gambia, that's what I will say and that's what I will do.
Mm-hmm.
A president who will urge Auditor General not to audit the Central Bank of the Gambia, not to audit GRA, you think that person will develop the country? Never and ever. And we are calling on the Gambia government to audit the Gambia Revenue Authority, to audit the Central Bank of the Gambia. These are the most important institutions as long as the Gambia is concerned. A country or an institution that is generating about $23 billion go on audit? That doesn't make sense. The Central Bank of the Gambia that is not audited, it doesn't make sense. Now, why is the president of the Gambia is afraid of the Gambia Revenue Authority being audited? There's a question mark that every government should ask. Why is that office not audited? Do you know what is happening there? Government should be able to know every transaction, every financial transaction of GRA should be transparent. The government should be able to know everything, what is happening there. every financial transaction that is happening at the central bank of the Gambia should be able to know by every Gambian. And that's what we are calling on the government to do. We are calling, you see, this government is not committed to fight corruption. Let me give you a background of how the transitional justice was formed. When this government came into power, the coalition government, fifthly, they formed the Janet Commission. What was the objective? Was to investigate former President Jammeh, the financial dealing of former President Jammeh and his close associates. That was the objective of the Janet Commission. From there, they established the TRRC to investigate the human rights violations that happened in the 22 years of former President Jammeh. From there, they established the National Human Rights Commission. What was the purpose? It was very important. The purpose of the National Human Rights Commission was to make sure the human rights violation that happened in the 22 years of former President Jammeh is not repeated by this government. It was a good move. Why was Anti-Corruption Commission was not established at that time? When they established the Janet Commission, the TRR, and the Human Rights Commission, when the Janet Commission was established and investigate the financial deal of former President Jammeh, the best thing they're supposed to do was to establish Anti-Corruption Commission to make sure the mistakes of former President Yahya Jammeh is not repeated by this government and Adama Barrow. But that's what they fail to do because they are not comfortable of establishing Anti-Corruption Commission. And when the Anti-Corruption Commission bill went to the parliament, it delayed. It wasn't delayed alone, but it was also butchered. Because there are so many things that we are in the Anti-Corruption Commission, the lawmakers, especially those from the NPP, we are demanding those things to be removed.
So when you come into power, what commissions or inquiries will you do to check on the financial strategies or ways of the...
When we in the 2026 presidential election, 2 months after winning the election, we established a commission of inquiry to investigate the financial dealing of President Barrow. Then he will be called vice of former president. And also, he will enhance the Anti-Corruption Commission. Probably before that, we will have Anti-Corruption Commission. And we will enhance it. We will make sure the clauses that have been removed in the bill is returned. That's what we are going to do as serious people. We are not going to do what this government did in the past 9 years. He will never do that. We will make sure that the mistake that he has done, whether the mistake was deliberate, we will make sure that it's not repeated in our time. And we're going to do that. Therefore, we're calling on the Gambian people to vote us in the upcoming presidential election to make sure the Gambia is clean. We will clean the entire country. We will reform the country.
Your last words before we close the interview.
Thank you very much, Madam, for inviting us here. We are so grateful. Whatever we have said here, we're speaking it from the bottom of our heart to Gambian people. We would like you to listen and then analyze whatever we have said here. We do not come here to deceive Gambian people, but we come here to enlighten them, to know what is happening, what their government that represents them is doing, the mismanagement, the abuse of power that the present government is doing. That's what we come here to enlighten them of. The Gambia as a country can be developed by Gambians only if we understand that it is through unity that we can be able to remove the present government, and we as Change Front political movement, we believe if you vote us in come the 2026 election, definitely we have the ability to transform this country.
Your last words before we close the interview.
Yes, I'm calling on Gambian people to listen to the Change Front, to listen to our programs and policies, including our money-saving initiatives. That is the reformation of the independence celebration, the reformation of the President Meet the People tour, the reformation of the Vigil policy, and also the reformation of the office of the president and the office of the vice president. We have those things in our manifesto. We are saying we will have we will reduce some of the ministries. We have 23 ministries, we reduce it to 19 or 20 ministries. We are saying we will establish an agency of government efficiency that will make sure the government institutions, the public institutions, government officials work effectively. We will make sure that Gambian people go to work on time and work as expected, unlike what this government is doing, especially the vice president who often go to work late. If the head of government is going to work late, I don't think whether he will advise others or hold others to account. Okay, apart from that, we are saying we will remove the governors and deputy governors across the regions. We are saying we have 3 programs for the diaspora. One, the diaspora think tank, we will have that. We will have diaspora development funds. And the other one that everyone is talking about, we will also do it, that's diaspora voting. Apart from that, we are talking about the land policy. Currently, the land policy we have here is not good because according to the law, every Gambian is entitled to a plot of land, but the lands have been given only to top government officials like the president, the vice president. We have ministers, directors, National Assembly members, and ambassadors. This plus other business tycoons. These are the people who are given lands. But we are saying when we come to power, we will change. We have a policy that says that we will prioritize the average Gambians. We have some Gambians who don't have houses. There are some Gambians. You go to the society, you see about 2 parents, there's a mom and a dad with 6 children in the same house, 8 people in a house. We have seen people who allow fathers who allow their children to stay in the house, they spend the night outside. That is happening in this country. We are saying when we come to power, we will make sure the average Gambians are given priority. We give them lands to build their houses. We will make sure there are housing programs in every region. The central government will work in consultation with Social Security and Housing Financial Corporation and every council to make sure we build houses for the average Gambians who cannot afford houses. Will be locked there. They will stay there, be paying rent bit by bit. The moment they exhaust the cost of the house, it belongs to them. It becomes their own. This is how we are thinking. We are saying immediately we go to office, there will be immediate withdrawal of all foreign forces in the Gambia. Currently, we have 3 forces. We have the Gambia Armed Forces, we have the Economic Forces, we have the Senegalese Forces. We are saying if we are voted in office in December 5, immediately after that, we will make a pronouncement of withdrawing all foreign forces in this country. This is how we are thinking. We trust our Gambian security personnel. We are saying we will give them the necessary support. That's how the Change Front is thinking. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Change Front, for coming here to discuss our current issues and your party vision for the Gambian people. This is Gambian Talents TV, and I'm your host, Abidjalo. Thank you. Until next time again.
Dafa jóg taxaw ngir jàppale njaboot fenjola kaiti bibulu kiti bulu wiktela immigration information janjandila auto wiglodula don ko mayata wikulitale kadimbalu makoi wikulitale kadimbalu makoi wikulitale kadimbalu makoi wikulitale kadimbalu makoi musukono mal aliwuli ya mutalse susule lalo aliwuli ya mutalse ani masangilu lusi aya mutaife Washington, West African Center. Families grow healthy.
Bukadamo baba lima katele tilolo inna baba Washington state ngoluko ngoluko Washington state ngoluko sa apply no kan ya tare man tara do kola ibe do kola way man tara do kola working family task credit ko empele mesilo kan katani ning sane nga moy sane ya moy fanay wuli ya tani ning sibe sito wuli ya fisiati ko nibe Washington bankoka kairo na tay konko bayla ko sino babule tani ning February 1st la bela tila na mu do Washington bankoka na modila la siyade janno banni nyul mankan fali malonko nyurbe ma ko rolela fali malonko nyurbe ma rolela fali malo nyulbe ma ko rolela fali malo nyulbe ma rolela Washington state ye kibaro le natanma oh be jambaro lela Washington state ye kibaro le natanma be jambaro lela ko do kuladu na jambaro du malambalu ibato lela ko do kuladu na jambaro du malambalu ibato lela Washington West Africa sentankoli kolaboy ikona a place in Binava working families tas craving sanyini ikona a place muna simbinava working families tas craving sanyini manke don toroti borola soya tanyini Kila no science yana mo kanin science miliardo ku 2022 wala ba so kala science hani do rakiri ne do kungo za so daga science manza kundala na mo bunda sartol dundile science ikonga na ga dundi juna famfana sa so to science wuliya katoke kwesa so to jan science local na mo kanin bunda Washington banko na se fo nyurubela sontala science this one is fine nindo di wondo man killing ko man sakundala federal government nindo na science this one is fine Timandi iko la sarto timandi iko timandi ni la sarto timandi iko sa soto kenno min kanyanta dola wuli kilinge me fulola ba timandi iko timandi ni la sarto timandi iko timandi isa soto link me full on la baba timandi. Ma come on. Ma come on. Kaito be bulu, kaito te bulu, isa apply no. Ning kaito te bulu ima apply no. Wawangolu contact babanko baba. Wawos nyala molu wawak. Alikana sila la kulomal be kantamine koko. Wawangolu mbana. Alikana sila alikata wawako ya. Washington State yekibarole na tanma bejambarole la Washington State yekibarole na tanma baba bejambarole la ikodokulalu na jambarolu malambalu ibatole la ikodokulalu na jamba